Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with another episode of our Kingdom Come Deliverance Let's Play. So, it is very early in the morning here at Rattay Mill, and we're about to head to Ledechko. I just want to fill you guys in on what I've been doing off camera, which is to say not very much. I went into town, and I was able to take that ring off of Wolfram Pruda, one of the rich merchants who we were supposed to nick something from. And so I was able to do that. I turned the quest into the Vagabond. He gave me another quest, which also happens to be in Ledechko, so we're going to try to kill two birds with one stone here on our little mission. I think we're well enough fed and definitely well enough rested, so we're ready to go. I've also laundered or fenced a bunch of goods to Peshek, so I think, roughly 1,000 groschen richer than I was at the end of last episode. So let's go ahead and call our horse and get out of here. Alright, so let's just get a quick heading. We're heading essentially north, but it's more northwest than anything. So we're going to want to go east and then north across the bridge and then pretty much just make a beeline for this. So I'm going to mark that just so I know vaguely what direction I should be going in. And we'll be on our way. So again, this quest, as far as I can tell, is somewhat time sensitive. Now, I'm not sure exactly what the timetable is, but again, I have experienced it both ways, where if you take too long, whatever too long is defined as, you can find Reeky injured and dying, and you'll get less information out of him that way, although it's still enough to advance the quest as far as I'm aware. And then the alternative is, if you're fairly quick about it, you can find him before the bandits attack, and I actually find that to be preferable, because then not only do you get to ask him more questions, but you actually get a nice little fight on your hands alongside him. Although, in that you need to be very careful, because he can die during that fight, in which case you are in trouble. So, if that's the route that we end up going, or that you end up going, just keep that in mind. Because, again, you don't want to lose out on, you know, rescuing him if you end up going down that path. Otherwise, you may as well have just done it the other way. I did not approach that very well. Why am I... Oh, did I take fall damage right there? I took a bunch of fall damage from running down that. Well, that sucks. I might pop a marigold decoction if I have one, just to recover some of that. Ooh, I only have one. I'll save it then. I should buy a few more of those. Generally, I don't bother buying potions. I just use whatever I loot off of bandits, but I haven't been doing nearly as much bandit killing in this playthrough as I was doing in my own, so... Right, so to expedite this, I'm going to go directly to the people we need to talk to, and really the only one that you absolutely have to is going to be the bathhouse wench. So that's where we're going to go. I believe it's over here? Let's see, I may be wrong. I'll have to look at them. No, that's not it. Where is the bathhouse? You should be able to see it on here. It's not down there. His father, I believe, works in one of these, and you can talk to him, but he doesn't have the information that... Actually, I believe that he does. You may be able to complete it that way. I wonder if that's the bathhouse. But, oh no, it's down here. Those are the tents. At least I think. But yeah, we need to find the bathhouses, because if you only talk to the father, you're going to lose out on potentially some gold. Or not gold, some groschen. Yeah, this is the bathhouse right behind me. Maybe not. This doesn't look right. Okay, it is. If the game says it is, I'll take its word for it. But his girlfriend works here. And if you talk to her, she will fill you in on where he's stashed away some groschen. And apparently she didn't believe him, so she'll tell you where it is, and you can go find it. I'm going to pick this lock. Because as long as nobody sees me do it, I can walk in and nobody will really care. Let's see. They'll kind of ward me off, but I'm not technically trespassing to where I would get in trouble right away. Who lives here? Just
No
villagers?
business. What are you
Yeah,
doing?
yeah. So where are all the bath people? Maybe in this one? I don't want to have to waste a bunch of time waiting. I'd rather... Is she going to see me if I do this? Oh. Almost messed up a very easy lock right there. Okay, nobody's looking. Okay, she didn't see me. I was worried that she came outside for a reason. Let's see. Who are you? Not who I'm looking for. That'd be the one. I have to wait till she wakes up. I wonder. I'm gonna chance it. I'm trying to level up my lockpicking skills, so any opportunity I have, even if there's no good loot in here, just an excuse to gain some XP. You know what? Hold on. Let's stand up and screw it. Let's just be quick about it. I'll grab that and anything valuable. And let's get out of there before anybody notices. Perfect. Am I hungry yet? 82. Okay. That will overfeed us, so let's not do that.
Hey!
You open the door into me, man. Alright, so Adela's right there. We just need to wait for her to wake. I'm gonna kind of mess around and loot stuff. But, I would highly recommend that you level up your lockpicking skill as best you can. Especially because later on in the main quest line, there is a lot of opportunities where lockpicking can really make things easier for you. There's actually several quests that can be very, very much expedited by your ability to lockpick. So, even if you're trying to go for an honorable playthrough, I would recommend leveling that up. And preferably, if you can max it out by the time... I'm pretty sure most people are aware of like the monk quest line. If you can have it near max by then, you will be much better off. God, will she wake up already? I feel like a creep like peeking in the windows here, but I need her to wake up, and I don't want to have to advance too much time because we are on a strict timetable here. Let's give her an hour, and we'll see if she's up. I think most people in the game start waking up around probably around 8 o'clock because most of the shops are open by 8. That's not true for all of them. I know the tailor in Rate is usually not awake or not open by then, but he is walking around town before that. So where did she go? Is she in here still? There she is.
I'm looking for a fellow they call Reeky. Do you know him?
Ah, that would be Hinek, the tanner's son. Yeah, I know him. He comes here now and again for a chat.
Ah, I see. So Reeky is his nickname?
Aye, but I wouldn't call him that to his face. He doesn't like it much.
No, I don't suppose he would.
So what about you then? You look a bit careworn. A bath with a bit of company might do you good.
That's not what I'm here for.
Shame. So what do you want to know?
Where can I find Hinek?
I haven't seen him in the village for a few days. He must have run off to the woods again.
Does he do that often?
From time to time.
What the hell does he get up to there?
I don't know.
He goes to the woods from time to time. That smells fishy to me.
What do you mean? There's no law against it, is there?
With all the footpads, looters, cumans, and God knows what other vermin around, it's not the sort of thing an honest man would do.
But Hinek doesn't have anything to do with those people.
Oh really? Then what does he do there? I don't imagine he's gathering mushrooms.
Mushrooms, no. More like hares or other game.
So Hinnock is a poacher? That's no surprise.
Well, he was never much of one for an honest trade.
Do you know exactly where he goes? Maybe he has some favourite spot he might have told you about?
He said he has some hideout in the woods, but he didn't tell me where.
When did you last see him?
A few days ago. He came to me late in the evening, drunk.
And that was unusual?
I never saw him drink much. He always came to me sober.
So he was acting strangely that evening?
He was strange. I had the feeling he was afraid of something. He keeps prattling on and didn't seem to care about you know what. So I threw him out and I haven't seen him since.
Can you remember anything he said that evening?
Oh, I'm not sure. He went on about some fellow called Lubosh who died. That he was regretting he ever got into it. But he never said what it was. And that it wasn't worth it for the money. Aye. And then he was talking about the money. That was very odd.
What did he say about the money?
Just that he had a pile of it hidden behind his house.
I see. What did you say to that?
What could I say? He was drunk. He kept saying I was a fine girl, and other harlots wouldn't go with him even for money. And if I wanted, I could even take half the money and leave. Or he'd go with me, and we could get married and such. All just poppycock.
Did you go there for a look?
No, I've got better things to do. Obviously he made it up. Where would a layabout like him get so much coin?
Yes, I understand. Did he tell you exactly where he hid it?
He said he buried it at his father's small holding in the western corner.
All right, thank you. Is it true?
What?
Other whores wouldn't go with him even for money?
The other bathhouse girls are honest, so I don't know. The truth is, I felt a bit sorry for him. Folk don't like him, but it's only 'cause his old man is a grouch and a tanner.
So you only felt sorry for him?
Both of us are the black sheep of the village.
There's nothing more between you?
No, nothing. Maybe Hinnock thinks differently, but that's how it goes.
I need to know more about that hideout.
I really don't know where it is. I only know when he came back, he usually came to see me.
I see. How did you know he'd been to the woods?
He always talked about what he caught, and he never came to me at other times. Probably didn't have the money for it.
Do you know who he sold it to?
He never told me straight up. But who could he sell it to? The innkeeper, I reckon. It makes sense.
For sure. Do you know what route he took? At least the general direction. Anything that could help me find his hideout.
I think he usually went through the woodcutter's camp, 'cause he always brought me freshly chopped firewood, and he had wood chips on his boots.
Good. So at least I know where to start.
Okay, so we got everything we need to know out of her. Let's go ahead and be on our way. And we're going to swing by his father's tanning place. So that we can, not like tanning beds, like his tannery or whatever. And see if we can...
Who is it? Who are you?
Why are they freaking out? Weird. We'll see if we can find that money. Because obviously, Reeky's not going to need it or doesn't deserve it. And then we'll talk to the innkeeper. So let's see, on the scent. Find his stash is C. So if we go over here, we'll have a look. And I believe she said in the western corner, so probably along this fence here. And then we can talk to his father as well, but we've already gotten all the information we need to know. We can talk to the innkeeper again for a more precise sort of heading, but if we want, we can just go straight to the woodcutter's camp and they'll direct us. Although I think if you ask the innkeeper, you can skip that step. So I think it's one or the other. But yeah, let's go south real quick. and see if we can find this money. So let's see. I have a spade on my horse, so I'm going to move that to my inventory, because I may need it. Oh, right here. So, northwest corner. And this guy doesn't seem to mind me digging in his yard. There it is. Okay, that was weird. So what do we got? Let's see, a pretty beat up Gambison and 115 Groschen. Now, this is technically stealing, so let's crouch, make sure nobody notices us. And I'll take all of it, because that Gambison actually is fairly valuable. And now I just need to find my way out of this hole. Come on. Come on. There we go. Alright. Let's go talk to the innkeeper. And I need to unload a bit of gear. So, let's see. That's stolen. Anything stolen will move to the horse. That's kind of a cool Gambison. It's not very good, though. Those are stolen. I guess that works. And I should probably get rid of that shovel as well. But, yeah, always keep a spade on your horse for reasons like that. Very useful. Okay, so to the innkeeper. Oh, almost knocked myself off the horse again. And the innkeeper's in on this little operation because basically what Reeky's doing is he's going and poaching game and then selling it to the innkeeper for, you know, a little profit. Let's see, was the innkeeper here? Yes. Although on the other side. Let me go around. Okay. So I think he's in here. Yeah, that's him in the yellow hood, I believe. Alright, man. We know what's up. Oh, that's just a villager. Is it this guy? Oh, the one on the wall.
Good day to you. What do you need?
I want to ask about the courier's son, Hinek.
And ask someone else. I have nothing to do with Reeky. He'd only drive my customers away.
Really? I heard a different story. I heard the two of you do business together.
Who are you, anyway?
A friend of Hinek's. He's gone missing and I need to find him.
I don't know where he is. But if you find the bastard, tell him he still owes me some goods.
I don't give a damn what deals you've been doing together. I won't tell anyone. I just need to know where Reeky is. It's urgent.
What have our deals got to do with where he disappeared to?
More than you think. It's likely Reeky is hiding out at his poaching lair. And believe me, it wasn't hard to find out who was buying game from him, and it's even easier to go to the castle and tell them. Poaching's a crime, after all.
All right, all right. But give me your word of honor you won't tell anyone about our deal.
You have my word.
Fine. So, what do you want to know?
I hear Hinek has a hideout in the woods he uses for hunting game. Do you know where it is?
Not exactly. That is... I don't know where it is at all. But I happen to know it's a dark place, a cave or an old mine shaft.
How do you know that?
Whenever Reeky was going poaching, he always came to me first for candles and lamp oil. He brought the game skinned and gutted, so we had to have a light for that.
How much game did he bring you?
Not much, a few pieces. There's no great demand here. Sometimes the gentry has something, otherwise it ends up in sausages.
And do you know of any mine shafts nearby?
There's a few of them around. There's one on the opposite bank, a short way off the path leading from the forge to the west. Then there's a mine gallery to the east of the village, up in the woods above the cliffs. And I heard there's one shaft on the headland close to the water.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Watch you don't break your neck, though. It's rough ground, and you could easily fall down a shaft.
Okay, so with the information that she gave us, combined with the information that he just gave us, we now have several locations that we can investigate. So we have... Oh, that's a different quest, whoops. We have this mine shaft down here, which doesn't really make sense, because you know, why would he be going in that direction? There's another one over in the west, but again, doesn't really make sense. Then we have this one right here, which is nearby the woodcutters camp. So obviously, if we eliminate these two based on the fact that we know he's going somewhere in this direction, then it becomes C, the only option. So that's immediately where we're going to head. We're not even going to bother going to the woodcutters camp because, again, there's only 3 possibilities, and these 2 are very easy to rule out based on what we got from her. So, let's see. I guess let's just head straight there. I do need to steal a guild seal at some point, but I don't know if that's a good idea to do in broad daylight. So let's handle this first. I don't want to waste time either because, again, this could be life and death for all we know. How hungry am I? 78. Do I have food? I have dried meat. It's only going to give me 6. I'm more concerned about health, honestly. You know what? He might have some marigold decoctions. Let's see. Wow, you got a lot of meat there, buddy. Moonshine, Savior Schnapps. I don't need those. I just need food. I'll take... I think salami is enough to fill us up. You know, I'll buy all 4. It's not like I'm desperate for money or anything. And one of those, I think they're each 17? Yeah. So let's eat one. And that'll get me mostly full. I'm just concerned that I'm going into a fight right here with less than full health, but I think I'll be okay. I'll put my helmet and stuff on so we're a little bit better protected. Okay, so we found the cave. The easiest way I find to get to his location here is to ride along this little path here until you hit the water, and then you should be able to basically follow it upstream until you get here. The only other way, and it's, I would say, maybe easier but definitely longer, is to go around. I think you can maybe cut... No, I don't think you can cut through there, actually. So you'd have to go around this way, which is obviously a huge detour. So you could try going this way. I don't know how much luck you'd have. I don't know if this cuts through the forest very easily, but you can't get up here. So go around, go up the river, and then cut west. And that's how I did it, and I didn't have too much trouble with it. But we're here, and I am equipped for fighting. So I think we're ready to go ahead and talk to him. Now, we've found him the same day that we were looking for him, so I think he'll still be alive, but that may or may not be true. I guess we'll find out.
Jesus Christ, what am I to do? Not that I can expect any useful advice from you. At least, you have no more cares.
Need someone to talk to?
Fuck! Don't kill me. I can explain. I won't tell anyone. I swear. I've no one to tell anyway. Just please don't kill me.
I'm not planning to kill you.
You're not one of Runt's men?
No.
Huh. Then who are you?
So it looks like we were successful in making it here on time. If you weren't on time, you'll get a cutscene where he's like doubled over in pain, and you have a chance to talk to him briefly, but he'll eventually bleed out and die.
I come here in the name of Sir Radzig Kapilla and Sir Hanish of Lightman. I'm investigating the raid on the Neuhof stud farm.
Got no idea what you're on about.
Save your breath. If you want any chance to escape the gallows, you better come clean, alright?
Jesus Christ. This will never be over.
So?
Fine then.
That Neuhof raid of yours didn't turn out quite as planned, did it?
Depends on whose plan you're talking about. We were up to it to grab some loot and bugger off. Only Runt's cutthroats was there to shed blood.
What do you mean, Runt's cutthroats?
There were 2 gangs there. mine and Runt's. We was only there to steal, but they wanted to slaughter everyone.
But when you realised what they had in mind, you didn't have to go along with it, did you?
But we didn't know nothing, even though we were going to Neuhof. They told us to keep watch on the courtyard while they were cutting the horses' throats. Jesus, that fucking vexed me. Their horses was the most valuable thing there. When I spoke up, though, Runt gave me such a bollocking I knew I'd better keep my mouth shut. And when they said we was going to kill anything that moved, then we knew there was no going back.
That gang of yours, what can you tell me about them?
Don't know what you want to know. There was 4 of us. Me, Timmy, Limpy Lubosh, and Pius Pava. Sometimes we'd rob a place or hold up pilgrims. Never nothing fancy.
I'm sure you did mischief enough. Who led you?
Pius. He was the oldest, and he'd mostly find the jobs for us. Plan them and the like. He got us into that fucking mess in Neuhof, too.
What about the others?
Timmy's strong as an ox, with a brain to match. You got more sense out of a fence post. And Limpy, I've been with him the longest. He's my one and only friend, I suppose.
Who got your 2 gangs together? You must have made contact somehow, right?
Pius. He comes to us and says he's got this prime job. We're gonna rob a farm, he says. That was a big deal, because mostly we just did small stuff. Hold up on the road now and then, nothing fancy. When they told us how much we could make on it, well, we just couldn't refuse.
So Pius knew them?
I suppose, but I don't know where from. We even got paid up front. I should have known from the start it was too good to be true.
Where did the rest of your gang end up?
You saw Limpy, right?
Yes, but he's no use to me now. Tell me where I can find Pius or Timmy.
I don't know nothing about Pius. He vanished in the woods, and I haven't seen him since. Timmy, I reckon, went back to the mill where he works.
Which mill?
The windmill a bit north of Neuhof.
Did you know any of Runt's people?
Not a one. They didn't talk to us at all. None of their faces was familiar either. The only thing I know is they called that huge chief of theirs Runt, and Pius warned us to watch out for him.
I don't suppose you know where they got to after the raid?
On the way to Neuhof, Timmy told me he was at their camp with Pius. I reckon that's where they've gone now.
Did Timmy tell you where the camp is?
Somewhere in the woods. He didn't say nothing more. Thing is, Timmy's got quite an imagination. But Pius roared at him to shut it, so I reckon there must be something in it.
Tell me exactly how the raid went down.
Well, we stormed in from the rear. Runt's people started slaughtering the horses. Jesus, that was bleeding horrible. Meanwhile, me and Limpy had a sniff round the stables to see if we could find anything worth pilfering. And in the end, we got lucky.
What did you find?
Smill, Sir Hanish's groom. I don't know why he was up and what he was doing in the stables, but we took advantage of the situation. Limpy grabs him by the throat and I slapped him round to encourage him to tell us where the money was. Then it all fell apart at the seams. Quicker than you'd believe. Runt comes running up and skewers the groom like a pig for roasting. My jaw dropped. I thought the stuff about killing was just tough talk.
And it wasn't?
No, not in the least.
What happened then?
I'm gaping at Smill, stuck through and through, and I noticed this boy standing at the other end of the stables. The stupid sods pointing at us, jaw hanging down to his knees, saying, "I know you." Runt turns to us and hisses, "Take him down." So me and Lubosh start running, because the lad took to his heels. At the same time, we could hear the noise of the skirmish in the courtyard. We caught up with the boy at the next farmhouse. I knock him to the ground, but he bashes me with some piece of iron so hard my head's ringing like a fucking church bell. Limpy grabs it off him and stands over him with his bodkin in his hand, and I start praying. In the end, Limpy just gives him a kick and says, "Beat it, Ginger." And then Runt shows up at the gate and hollers that we gotta go, so we scarp it.
What happened after the raid?
We were waiting for that fool, Timmy. Same place as we met them before, so he'd know where we were, right? Stupid fucking idea. But Pius didn't want to leave him behind. Only when Timmy finally turned up, 2 of Runt's men were dragging him.
There was some difference of opinion.
You could say that, yeah. They started on us right away that we were traitors. They knew we'd let somebody get away, and now we were going to pay for it. They started trying to surround us, and we knew what was coming. But Limpy took his bodkin and let that fucker have it in the belly.
Runt?
One of the others. Timmy broke free from them, and we all took to our heels. Luckily, they were so buggered from the raid, they didn't follow us for long. They just shouted that they'd find us.
That's all I need to know. So now what do I do with you?
Well,
Hey, over here! It's over here. Shh. Jay, tell the king. Shut up, Billy.
Oh shit. Runt's people. We've got to get out of here.
They're too close. We'll never outrun them.
Fuck.
At least they don't know I'm here. The 2 of us can take them by surprise.
No fucking way. I'm gone.
Look here. If you run, they'll catch up with you and kill you. And me too. Together, we stand a better chance.
Jesus Christ. All right. I suppose you're right.
Alright, here we go.
Turns out
Oh, apparently I can't get over that rock. So I'm just going to lay in on one of them there. And that should help us a little bit. Alright, there's 2 down. So yeah, if you use Reeky to help you, this is actually not that difficult to fight. Let's loot these guys, because why the hell not? I'll take your black hood, I'll take your Groshin, I'll take those. Free lockpicks, sure. That bow is somewhat valuable. And patch toes are always a good bit of loot for the money. Or for the weight, I should say. Let's put that away. Where did your weapon drop? There's your shield. Heavy shields are actually, I think, some of the better shields in the game. I'm not going to use this, but I'll grab it. I think they are fairly valuable. It's interesting, even though they're called heavy shields, they're actually lighter than normal shields. So don't let the name confuse you. They're not like too heavy to pick up or anything. And let's see, where did your weapon go? Did you even have time to draw it? Oh yeah, hunting sword. Let's grab it. He's waiting for us to talk, but I'm gonna loot first, of course. Dark Sicilian Gambison, yeah, I'll take that. Some Groshin, leather gloves, lockpicks, some mail. We'll take all of this. And that does encumber me a little bit, but I do have a horse, so it's not really a problem.
I've got some more questions.
What?
You're coming with me. Sir Radzig and Sir Hanush will want to hear what you've got to say.
don't suppose there's any chance you might turn a blind eye.
Why should I?
I didn't do nothing all that bad, and I told you everything I know. You can tell them yourself, and leave me here. And in a few weeks, I'll pack up and clear off.
It might be best if you disappeared. You're no use to me anymore anyway.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll remember this till the day I die.
Best just try living honestly.
I'll do my best. I promise.
So, I'm going to give most of these guys a second chance, because honestly, if they hadn't done sort of what they did, Neuhoff could have been a lot worse. You know, if they had just kind of accepted what was going on, if, you know, they'd just been regular bandits, and actually helped Runt, then, you know, things could have been much, much uglier. And since they sort of had a crisis of conscience and decided to betray Runt, Runt eventually had to give up on the raid because, you know, they were down 4 men that they would have had otherwise. And they all have pretty much been, you know, pretty repentant of what they did. You can tell, like, with him especially, he has really started to rethink his life after, you know, what happened. And it seems like the same was true of Limpy Lubosh before they got to him and, you know, killed him. So, if they seem repentant, then I'm willing to give them a second chance. But obviously, Runt's gang, on the other hand, they do not get the same forgiveness. Okay, so we're heading to, I think it was a mill? Wherever they said that we might find Timmy. We're going to head there next and see if we can figure out what his current location is. This quest is not as... I don't think it's time sensitive at all, actually. So if you want to break here and return to Rattay to, you know, sell stuff or whatever, you're totally fine to do that. I've never seen this quest play out any differently. So Timmy should always be alive and well, no matter how you go about it. Unless, of course, you choose to make sure that's not the case. You should, you know, be able to, you know, get to him and talk to him regardless. Oh, apparently my horse didn't jump there. Let's try that again. Okay. Alright, so we'll ride through here, and we'll want to talk to basically anybody. The same is true of when we were looking for Reeky. You could have talked to anybody in town, and they would eventually lead you to the right people. I'm just trying to expedite things for you guys. This is a walkthrough, after all. So I'm trying to show you where exactly you need to go. And in this case, Mirka is the one we want to talk to. I'm going to wash myself up first. Oh, apparently we're clean. Okay. And we're well fed. I took my marigold decoction because I took more fall damage before I got to Reeky. So I was concerned that that fight might not go my way. So I ended up taking it, and of course I didn't get hit once in the fight. So, you know, that's just life, I guess.
I'm looking for a colossus by the name of Timmy. I heard he works here.
I don't know anyone like that.
Listen, someone wants to kill him. I have to warn him.
My God. So it's true then. That idiot's got himself mixed up in something dangerous again. Alright, but not here. We'll talk round the back, behind the mill.
Okay, so we're going to go back here, like she says, right behind the mill. And we're going to get a cutscene fairly soon, and I'll talk you guys through that once we come to it. But for now, just walk back here and talk to her.
Here I am. So, why all the secrecy?
What do you want from Timmy?
Can you tell me where to find him?
Promise me nothing will happen to him.
Why do you care so much?
He's my brother. He's not very smart, you see, and he's always getting led astray by his no-good friends. And now there's some right peculiar characters looking for him.
Who are they?
I don't know, but they look like cutthroats, and they said some strange things, but I didn't tell them anything.
That's good. But sooner or later they'll find him anyway. Tell me where he is, and I'll take care of him.
He's hiding at the Colburn farm, over by MacLeod.
That guy's naked. Or, he's in his underwear anyways. I don't think that's supposed to happen.
The feeling you're looking for someone here. I'm looking for someone too. Maybe we could help each other.
Okay, so I actually messed up here. If you kind of play with him and go down this route, there's a couple things that can happen. If you're able to pass a couple of difficult speech checks, you can convince them that you either don't know anything or that you don't or that you do know, and send them off to a different location, the wrong location. It's also possible to actually work with them if you go down this path, and basically have them invite you to the camp, which is a viable option. It does get you into the camp. It's just you're sacrificing Timmy, and my Henry I don't think would do that. So I'm going to go with this route. I actually did mess up here. So just know that if you go down this path and you try to make the speech checks, if you fail, you can end up having to fight all 4 of them. And it's a pretty difficult fight. They are all in fairly decent armor. So I'm going to go with the other option and say I doubt it.
I don't think so.
No? Why not?
Because I don't much like the look of you. You or your cronies. And I don't like you breathing on me. I don't like the way you stink. So fuck off.
Well, well. Bold words for a whippersnapper like you. Come on then. Let's see what you're made of.
You're in the wrong place at the wrong time of life, are you? Quitting!
Okay, so I obviously failed that, but if you are quick here, it is possible to beat them. It's just not easy. Having Piercer here really helps because I can get quick stabs off like that. But if they start surrounding you, sprint and disengage if you can, and do that. Oh, that was weird. I swear I hit you there. Nope, nope, nope. Come on, Henry, work with me here. Damn. Yeah, it's not easy fighting 2 people at once, especially when they've got decent armor. Crap. Because I can't really just stand and parry. If I do, they'll surround me. So let's run, and then turn and stab. There we go. And that's pretty much the best way to fight when you've got multiple opponents, is disengage and then re-engage before the AI kind of has time to react. Oh man, I'm getting real beat up here. At least now, one-on-one, I can kind of stand my ground and use my sword skills. Oh, no, no, no. Go down, damn it. God, how many times do I have to poke you? Alright, so there we go. I didn't play that right either. Apparently I keep choosing the wrong options, but it is possible to get out of that without having to fight them. And it is also possible to beat all 4 of them, as you saw there. So, let's go ahead and loot this guy. He's got a ton of good stuff, so if you choose this route and you are able to defeat them, you do have some very good loot coming your way at least. I'm going to grab basically all of it. And I guess I'll check back with you guys when we're on the move again. We have to go meet up with Timmy now and see what he knows. And he will be able to give us the location of their camp, or at least vague directions to it. Now, if you're playing this and not necessarily following along what I do,
What's going on there?
It's actually easier to find their camp if you work with them and give Timmy up, because his directions are far from, I don't know what the word is, far from useful. They're kind of ridiculous, but it is possible to find the camp using them. Or, again, you can sacrifice Timmy and just have them take you there. Or you can... oh, I didn't mean to pick that up. Oh, God. Oh, man, that's a hell of a way to go. Or you can, you know, save Timmy like I'm doing and then just follow my directions to get there. That is an option as well. Because I know exactly where it is and I can tell you guys. Or show you. So, that is possible too. I feel terrible for that. I mean, not really, but... Ooh, Soul Slicer, that's a pretty good weapon. And here we have Moorcock. He's one of the few named bandits. You had a name too, yeah, Raiden. I don't know if... I guess I didn't bother looking to see if they did, but... yeah, most bandits don't have names, but these guys actually do, or at least some of them do. Of course, the leader did. He's got a chainmail shirt there, a common gambeson. None of what you loot here is, like, the best by any means. but it is valuable and worth selling, so I'm going to pick it up. But in terms of chainmail, the best chainmail set there's two. And it depends on if you're going for a heavier armor build or a lighter armor build. But the Noble's chainmail is the best rated in terms of armor that you can find, but it's a bit heavy at 14. So if you're playing like a more knight type character, I would suggest that armor. But if you are trying to go a little bit lighter, the Hungarian mail is the best because it's rated at 16, so it's only 1 point worse than the Noble's mail, but it's only 11 weight, so, or actually maybe 10. I'd have to check on that, but it's one of the lighter, if not the lightest, set of chainmail, and it has the second highest armor rating. So if you're going for a more medium build, then I would recommend that one. Now, if you're playing somebody lightly armored like I am, then you probably want to avoid chainmail altogether because it is very heavy. Again, the lightest one that I'm aware of is like 10 or 11. So I would probably avoid it and go with like just a light gambeson or something, and then you can find plate harnesses like the one I'm wearing that are fairly light. This one is 19 armor and only 5 weight, and this is not at all the best plate cuirass that you can find. There are significantly better ones that are like 25 and 5, so that's a good alternative if you're trying to stay lightweight. The only downside is because this is considered heavy armor, it doesn't work with the lightweight perk that boosts your dodge ability. So that's something to consider as well. But most chainmail doesn't either. So if you're trying to utilize that perk, you'll probably need to go with just a gambeson. But I don't really dodge that much. I'd rather parry and counterattack, so it doesn't really affect me. Okay, so we're riding into MacLeod, where we should find Timmy. I believe he is not far from here. Let's see. We know he's at a farm somewhere. Just a matter of determining which one. And, oh, there's a lot of fences between me and him. That's no good. Let's go around. Excuse me. Let's see. He's over there somewhere. I think he's on the southwestern corner of the town, if I'm not mistaken. I should probably wash myself. I am covered in blood and dirt, after all. There's no baths here, so can't take advantage of that. At least I don't think there is. But we could certainly use a little bit of healing, too. Anyway. Believe if we go this way, we can get to him. Ah, so he's not actually in town. He is in this little farmhouse outside of town. Now, I'm always a bit torn on how to deal with Timmy, because you can tell that he is not quite all there. I don't know if that's the right way to phrase it, but he definitely doesn't have the intelligence of, like, your average adult. So, it's a bit hard for me to hold him accountable for his actions, but at the same time, he's not really as repentant as some of the other gang members, which is probably the biggest conflict I have with it. Let's see. Oh, he's inside. I thought that was him. That's just a villager. So yeah, I'm always a bit unsure what to do. I think I'm going to let him go here, but you guys will have to let me know what you think is the right course in the comments below, because obviously with Reeky, he was very bothered by what happened and wanted no part in it. Now, he was still sort of a thief, but a very minor thief, and not necessarily somebody that deserved to die because of what he did. And again, he did end up saving a few lives because of the actions that he and his gang took. For example, Ginger would have been dead if not for Reeky and Limpy. Potentially more of the farmhands would have been killed, because if all 8 of them had gone in on the raid like Runt intended, then they would have been able to stay and fight for much longer.
Hey Timmy, how are you today?
I'm all right. Have we met?
We have now.
Huh? Oh, shit. What do you want? It wasn't me. I didn't... I mean... Shit.
I saw what you did at Neuhof.
What are you talking about? You weren't there. I mean, I wasn't there.
Don't waste your breath. You were there with Limpy Lubosh and Reeky. I heard all about it.
What do you want from me?
Your mate Hinnock told me about a whole camp full of those whoresuns. And I want to find it. I need to find it.
Yeah, but why should I trust you, though? I'm not stupid. You might be one of them. Pretending to not be one of them. Trying to catch me out. I won't tell you nothing.
So, obviously he's not quite, you know, at the mental level of most adults. So, I do feel a bit bad for him. He's obviously been sort of manipulated into this situation, but at the same time, he doesn't, I mean, not that you would expect like a child to take responsibility for their actions, but he does not take responsibility for his actions.
Why would I be trying to catch you out? For Christ's sake, man, they crucified Limpy Lubosh and Ujits. What the hell are you trying to pull here?
Shit. What will I do? Shit. I don't know where their camp is.
That's a load of horse shit. Hinnock told me you were there, and that Pius warned you to keep your mouth shut. You must know something.
Well, once I was there with them, yeah. Only, I was pretty drunk, so I'm not too sure.
Try to remember.
It was in the woods. In some kind of woods. You know, with trees and stuff. There were some wrecked houses there and all. In the woods. A church! There was a church there. Kind of a broken one, though.
Oh, great. Thanks a lot. Now it's all clear to me. Do you remember which way you went?
It was straight north from Talmberg. When you go uphill from the castle, there's a path there round some barns, I think. It leads to the woodcutters' camp. If you go further on past the woodcutters, you come across this abandoned house. Can't miss it. Looks like a house, only abandoned. Go to the left there, and carry on till you come to this clearing, with a big beech tree. Or was it an oak? You go left there again. There's this narrow path, and you go straight along there. Sometimes it splits up. You just keep to the left until you come to a crossroads by this big flat rock. You keep straight on there. After a while, you'll see a bridge. And it's right there. Easy as you please.
Better than nothing, I suppose.
But you won't tell nobody about Neuhof, right? You promised. Oh no, bugger. I meant to make you promise, but I forgot.
You took part in that massacre, Timmy. People got killed and the farm was burned down. You can't expect to get away with it just like that. Come with me to Ratai. They'll know what to do with you there.
No. I won't go anywhere with you. They'd hang me.
What do you expect? That you can join a gang of robbers to go thieving, murdering and burning, and nothing will happen to you? Come with me, and at least you'll die like an honest Christian.
Never! You might as well kill me here and now.
Well, the Lord sees you, so who am I to judge you? Your sins will come back to haunt you yet.
Alright, so I'm letting him off the hook here, but I don't know if that's necessarily the right thing to do. You guys are, again, welcome to let me know what you think in the comments. Can people stop pushing me around? Shit. Am I hungry enough to steal their food? No. I could desperately use some health, though. I might have to take a swing past the Baths of Ratai. So, we're going to go ahead and end the episode here, but just so you guys know what to look forward to, if you want to just continue with the quest, make sure you go and report to Sir Radzig before anything else. He's actually right here, as you can see. There's a military camp just outside of Merhoyed, and he'll be waiting there, so you can talk to him. I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to... Well, I may talk to him and then go to Rattay, but I'm going to definitely make a pit stop back here and unload all my, loot and stuff and heal myself up, repair my gear before I do this. And then if you want to know where to go from here, let's do the big map because I don't like this one. So the directions he gave you essentially are to go straight north from Talmberg along this road. And you'll want to basically stay to the left at every fork, and eventually you'll hit a place that's roughly in here. It's fairly big, so as long as you go left along this fork and keep heading this way, you'll eventually hit it. It's pretty much impossible to miss. There's at least 3 roads into it, so if you stay along this road, you'll hit it. If you come in from the west, I believe along this road into the forest, you'll eventually hit it. Or if you go along any of the roads up here that take you sort of southwest into the woods, you'll hit it there as well. But again, it's vaguely in this direction, or in this area. There's 3 roads that lead to it, so as long as you're adhering to the paths, you'll find it. Just keep in mind that it is heavily fortified, and you will not be able to just walk right in there. How did I lose rep with Ravna? That's odd. I'll have to look into that. Apparently I lost rep with Ledechko, too. Huh, I'll have to figure out what I did. I guess it's worth mentioning, since that came up, if you ever want to repair your relations with places, figure out which particular group. Here, let's go into our player thing real quick. And actually, we have some perk points to spend, so let's do that before we end it. Go into your reputation tab, and you can see, like, for example, Ravna's just at 0, so nobody is mad at me. But apparently in Ledechko, somebody's upset. The villagers don't like me. So... there's only villagers in Ledechko, but for example, in like Rattay, there's all sorts of different things. There's traders, citizens, refugees, the people in the countryside, and then the soldiers. So there's different groups. And if, say, the citizens were upset with me, you'd want to find a merchant who's considered a citizen. Not all merchants are traders. The wealthier ones are traders. So the general goods merchant inside the shop, for example, is a trader, but the general goods guy in the stand outside is a citizen. And what you want to do is sell him some stuff or buy some stuff, but when you go to haggle, instead of trying to lower the price, raise it above what you would normally pay, or give him a discount on the goods you were selling him. And that will boost your relations with him, and by extension, that group. Now, doing quests will also help with this, but it's difficult to find quests that are going to help you with, for every people that you've pissed off. So, let's see. Skill points. I think I decided against spending. Yeah, I don't like either of those perks, so I'm going to save that one. Drinking is the same. I find these to all be worthless, so I'm not going to bother. However, our sword skill did go up, so I think we get a new combo. The question is, which ones are good for long swords? So these are not going to work for our current weapon. This one will, and that one won't, so it's an easy choice. So Dry Wonder Wrist. So it's actually not too hard to remember because it's a pretty natural extension of Scar Maker. And Scar Maker is one that I use all the time. You guys have seen me defeat enemies with it. So down to the left and then thrust, thrust. This one is down to the left, up to the right, and then thrust, thrust. So it's just one extra thing before the double thrust. We'll try to use that in a fight so you guys can actually get to see it. But obviously that's the one we're going to take because we're not using those other sword types. And then our speech skill leveled up. So, let's see. We have Final Offer, Townsman, and Yokel. So, you basically have to decide here. I mean, you could take Final Offer and ignore these, but you have to decide whether you'd rather have the +3 in towns and villages or in the countryside. Again, I find that most of the speech checks I'm making are happening in towns and villages. Now, obviously, that's not necessarily true because we just saw an instance where we would have had to make speech checks in the countryside when talking to those bandits. Of course, I went down a different route, but that would have been an instance where Yokel would have helped us. I think I'm going to go Townsman, though. But again, your mileage may vary on these depending on your playstyle. But that +3 is a nice bonus. It's just, again, you have to figure out when it's best utilized. And then our main level is ready for another perk spent as well. Now, I'm not a huge fan of any of these, really. I tend to stick to things that just offer bonuses and not trade-offs. So things like First Aid are things that I'll go for. Renegade Brand actually isn't a bad one if you get arrested a lot. I've never gotten arrested. It's not that hard to not get caught. So I don't bother with this, but there's no downside to it, so you may as well take it. Things like Scout, not very useful bonuses, but it's still straight bonuses. There's no downsides. But things like this, there's no reason to take any of them. So, for example, you get +2 Strength, -1 Charisma and Speech, or Cloak and Dagger, +2 Stealth, -1 Strength and Speech. You're basically trading 2 points, or 1 point in 2 different skills for 2 points in another skill. However, if you're using, like if you're playing a Strength predominant character, then you're going to be leveling up your Strength faster than those other ones anyways. And once you max your Strength out, you no longer get this bonus in the case of Brute, or Stealth in the case of this. So once your Strength hits 20, it's 20. You don't get the +2 on top of it. So it's not 22. You don't get to go above the cap. You are at 20. So in that case, you've just made it harder for yourself to get to max Charisma and Speech. So any of these that are, you know, +2 for -2 something else, or -1, -1, don't take them. They're bad perks. They're not worth your time. Yeah, so stuff like this, it's not worth it. So I'm going to do First Aid 2. And this will allow you to have some additional options in dialogues, as it mentions. The higher your skill, the more likely the success, and it can be very helpful. So I like that one. Right, so I didn't mean to completely derail my outro there, but just some handy information for you guys. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I had a great time playing some Kingdom Come Deliverance with you, and I look forward to seeing you guys back here for the next episode.